Welcome, love streamers. And anyone who is new today, thank you for being here as well. We are happy that you are here. I invite you to take your, what we call non-dominant hand, or the hand that you use less, and place it on your heart. Your other hand, which is usually the hand you use the most, your dominant hand, and place it over on top of your hand. And as I say these next set of words to you, I ask that you press on your heart as a way to embrace them. We here at Center for Spiritual Living Southern Nevada love you. We love you and we accept you. And we absolutely know that you deserve this love and acceptance. Thank you for being here. I am Reverend Benicia Wills Lefroy, and this is our midweek TLC Inspirational Gathering. And this is, again, Southern Nevada, Center for Spiritual Living Southern Nevada. We are currently only live streaming, meaning we're on Facebook and YouTube. And so we're doing this because of the current COVID strand. In fact, I can't keep up with them anymore. But the bottom line is we're staying safe. This may change, though. We are hopeful that we will meet in person here in this space in April. That's the month, in April. And I'm going to ask that you stay tuned and just simply check your e-blast. If you don't have an e-blast, one way you can get it is by going to our website, CSLSN.org. Scroll down and you'll see the word subscription. And once again, we are very pleased that you're here. I'm going to share with you our mission statement next. Teach the principles, live the love, and change the world. For a full spiritual experience, I invite you to silence your phone and to release all distractions as we move into affirmative prayer. I invite you to simply close your eyes, be comfortable, focus on your breath. Take a deep breath and let go of whatever else has occurred before this moment. And just simply focus on it. And listen to these words as if they are your own. It is in this moment and in every moment that there is a greater energy. There is a greater source. There's a greater love. There's a greater generosity and a greater creativity and divine intelligence that is happening right here and right now. And it is always occurring. It is always providing. It is the infinite source of your life and my life. And each of us is an expression of it. And so whatever you know Spirit to be, Creator to be, God to be, whatever you call this being, this is what you are, and so much more. And so there is an opportunity today and every day to discover the unfoldment of ourselves, that there's always something greater stirring within us, ready to reveal itself through us and as us and with us and for us in this world. And so I declare with, for, and as each of us the ability to know peace, the ability to know harmony, the ability to live from peace, to live from harmony, so that our thoughts reflect this, our behavior reflects this as we interact with ourselves, with our family, with our community, and with the world. Know that the energy that you express in this world is definitely felt by everyone around this world, where it goes into a greater energy. And so we have the ability to shift this world to a more peaceful and harmonious one. And so today, let us know that together. Let us know that, and let us believe that. Let us have faith and trust in that truth. And so I am grateful for being a vehicle for these words. And I release this knowing that there's a universal law that supports us. There are principles and laws that support us in this truth. And so what has been declared, what is being declared, is happening. And happening in an even greater way than we can imagine. And it is good, and it is very, very good. And so it is. Amen. And now we have Reverend Marquita, our spiritual director.
Greetings, greetings, love streamers. So glad that you are here tonight. So what I want to invite you to do is we've just had this wonderful prayer, and it's time to raise the energy. So if you're in your home, if you're at work, if you're in a restaurant, wherever you are, go ahead and stand up. Just be bold and stand up, and let's invite and evoke the Spirit of God right here, right now. It is who and what we are. Let us just simply release that which has happened up until today. Because we are made brand new. We are always made brand new in every single moment. So we've got to remember who and what we are. We get to release the doubt, the fear, and the worry. Oh, I understand. I'm not saying there's not a war going on. I'm not saying the COVID is not happening. I'm saying in this present moment, there's only one thing happening. That is the infinite moving through us right here and right now. We accept the glory of the divine. We accept that we are the children of the divine. We accept that we are love, we are peace, we are harmony, and we are joy. And we allow that energy to absolutely take over us this evening as we choose to be here in spiritual community through the technology that is happening now. We get to be here now. We get to love on ourselves, love our community, and most of all, love the Most High, that infinite power and presence that moves through everything, that has created all things out of itself. We are that. We're not separate from it. There's no such thing as the God in the sky who's looking down at us and judging us. That is just not true. That's an old idea. Let us accept the new idea, the new truth, the one that has always been there, but just like the light bulb that we didn't know electricity existed until something moved through the people, and therefore it came, and now we have light. So it is right here, right now. There is something moving through you. There is something moving through me. Those of us in this room that absolutely lights us up with the divine glory of God, with the divine energy of God. It is true. It is true. It is true. So let us, in this very moment, if you haven't stood up, stand up if you can. Raise your hands. Know the truth. Let it be known. Let it be known. Here God is. Spirit is. Life is. And we are in it. Let us now raise the praise. Let us raise the praise. Woo!
Come on, clap your hands. Now, wherever you are, all we want you to do is just take a moment and just move just a little bit. Oh, oh, feels real good. Yes, it does. All right, come on, let's come together. Take a look at the person next to you. Say, I love you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. 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 In the name of love. Oh, we come to celebrate. Oh, now tell the person next to you. Tell the person next to you. I recognize the God in you. I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. Oh, we come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. 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 In the name of love, from every walk of life. Walk of life. Every creed and color. Creed and color. And friendship we unite. Ooh, in honor of the God in each other. love in the sanctuary.
Feel the joy in the sanctuary.
Lift your voice and repeat after me. Oh, we come together. We come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We come together.
In the name of love, we come together.
We come together.
We come together.
We
We come together. In the name of love, from every walk of life,
Walk of life.
every creed and color,
Creed and color.
in friendship we unite. In honor of the God in each other, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, say, in the name of love, name of love, name of love, love. All right. We want to keep it going
Yes.
and continue to raise this praise.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, clap your hands. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me know that love is all around
Let
me.
me know that love is all around me.
Oh, let me know that love is all around
Let
me.
me know that love is all around me.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me learn from all the ways I fall.
Oh, let me learn from all the ways I fall.
Let me know that love can heal us all.
Oh, let me know that love can heal us all.
Let me know that love can heal us all.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me share the good that's
Let me
overflowing.
share the good that's overflowing.
And let me care for those around the world.
Let me care for those around the world.
Let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Hey, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
And let me share the good that's
Let
overflowing.
me share the good that's overflowing.
Oh, and let my steps reveal the path of peace.
Let my steps reveal a path of peace.
And let me talk each day a little
Let me
kinder.
talk each day.
Oh, 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 let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy
love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Yeah.
Woo! Woo! That is our musical director, Mr. Donnie Lee. Mr. Donnie Lee. So what's really wonderful about tonight, this is March 23rd, right?
Yes.
What's really, really wonderful about tonight is that we have a special announcement. It is so very, very special. I'm going to invite my colleagues up here. Come on up, y'all. Come on up, y'all. Come on up, y'all. So, many of you have heard, if you haven't heard, you're about to hear, that we have someone very, very special in our midst tonight. Very, very special. I'm going to invite him up now. We have the newly licensed minister, Reverend Joe Kovacs. Would you please come up, sir? And what's really beautiful is his lovely wife, who has supported him through this, is also here tonight. So I'm going to ask her to also please come up. He's teasing me because he says it's not in the script. Correct. So that may surprise Joe, you know?
It was. It is.
So we are extremely not only proud of you, but we have some words to say to you. You can just imagine. We're not going to totally roast him tonight, but we'll let you see what happens.
Yeah.
No.
So,
Family video.
No roasting. No roasting at all.
So I want to say that we've taken a lot of this journey together and spent hours and hours on the road talking about everything and anything. And I have to say that it is an honor to know you, to love you, and to be part of this journey with you. You're welcome.
And I want to add my 2 cents to this. I got to play last night in our rehearsal. That's all I never did. But on behalf of the men's group, which you started and have supported and just put your heart and soul into, we want to say thank you and bless you on your way to whatever God has in store for you.
Thank you, my friend.
All righty. Shares and doing things like that. And having your children assist with you, which I always thought was beautiful. The one thing I truly want to acknowledge, of course, since I have the opportunity, is you as a parent, both of you. And watching you as a father with your children has been beautiful. So thank you very much for that gift. We don't see it a lot in the world these days. So you are about to be not only a leader in your family, you're about to be a leader in the world. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you stepping into that role. And I also appreciate the talents that you have brought us. It's like Joe does announcements like no one else, in my opinion. And I love that. It's definitely not the side of my personality that I would love to have. However, he really does a great job. And I'm going to say more recently, you've given us new ideas to add to the TLC in terms of how we've done that. I know you knows what those are because I acknowledged you for it. So thank you. And that to me is a sign of leadership that you're thinking about and you're adding to, and it has been really enriched. So thank you so very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, my dear,
Joe,
Yes.
we're not done with you yet.
Oh, man.
So one of my colleagues, Dr. Petra Lotus, she said, you know, it's interesting, when people go through ministerial school, they graduate from kindergarten.
I've heard her say that.
Absolutely. So in that vein, I want to first, I'm going to take a moment to go through your history. So this plant that we're about to give you represents your history. It represents the classes, the couple years of classes that you have to take to become a practitioner. And that's why you see I didn't get a baby one, right? Because it's a lot of classes you have to go through to be eligible to go into the practitioner classes. And then you spend a couple of years becoming a practitioner. I was very blessed to be one of your teachers. And then you are a practitioner, and you serve as a practitioner, and you did a great job. And in your service, most people don't get to help start. Wait a minute, and they certainly don't encourage the person to, come on, you can do this, you can do this. But you did. So you'll see there's many leaves on here because there's a whole lot that you've already accomplished. But this plant will grow and grow and grow. So tonight I'm going to ask you when you get home, take a picture of it now. Because each year I want you to take a picture because I want you to reflect as a minister how you grow and grow and grow. Make sense?
Yes.
So I'm very pleased to just award this wonderful plant with all the love that it's been blessed with to you to represent your growth. So far you've done something, and that ain't nothing compared to what you're about to do.
We'll see what God has in store.
We'll see what God has in store.
Thank you.
Okay? Now, here's what's really important. And I know you know, and if you don't know, well, I would say some words, but we won't go there. I know that you know that in order for you to do what you have done, you've had your mate. Come forward, John. This part makes me want to cry because I do know what you did. You see, in order to become a minister, that means somebody has to give a whole lot of attention and hours that are outside of their family. That means that somebody has to keep moving this family forward. Somebody has to keep encouraging when it gets really tough. Right? To keep going. That's you. Someone keeps raising the kids when dad's not quite there. Someone keeps making sure the entire household moves forward while at the same time moving him forward. Tony, that's you. That's you. So in here is, you see the dish, but there's also the teacup. So once you are done with this and you put it where you want, the teacup, every time you drink from it, I want you to remember what you did in order to make this happen.
What you did.
Look what you did. Love streamers, right here, right now, would you please get on that chat or however it works and just send them much, much love to the newly Reverend Joe Kovach and Mrs. Tony Kovach. Yeah. Is this some words you want to say here?
And then do the announcements.
And then do the announcements.
Thank you. I don't want to hand my back to you. Thank you for all your kind words, and it has been a journey. And Rachel, as much as I hate driving in California, sorry California, those conversations and have just been priceless. And I do miss that part of the trips because we went everywhere and anywhere, from aliens to soulful conversations about our hearts. So good times. And yes, I did push you to do this.
Yes, you did.
And it's still going, so you're welcome. Juan, you've been my prayer partner for 2-3 years now. It's been so long because, I don't know, because it's been so easy. And you, along with Rachel originally and Karen, let me in. So I'm grateful for that opportunity and now for that daily support, which is priceless. I miss it when it's not there. And what you add to our men's group is priceless. So thank you for your support. Reverend Benicia, what can we say? I appreciate you appreciating me. and always sharing something that I don't always see for myself. So whether it seems to be the simplest thing, often it's a profound thing. So thank you for that. And my beloved, I told you all along I couldn't do this without you. And I asked for your permission 4 years ago. I said, you know what we're about to get into as we sat with our children. They didn't quite know what it was, but I mean, thank you is not even close to what I would say. And I've said all along that you're my wise sage, because when I am losing my mind, I sputter for minutes, and then you just in 3 words or 3 sentences bring me back down to earth and set me back straight. And that is a gift. Thank you. Now for announcements. Thank you, one and all. And thank you everybody else behind the scenes for your love and support. Everybody at Centers for Spiritual Living, Southern Nevada, who knows me and has been with me and watching me from the beginning. Thank you. So let's go on. That was sweet. Thank you. Now I know why you showed up. Nice. Who's watching our kids? We won't go there. So, let's get into our announcements, folks. First and foremost, we are still in the middle of the Season for Peace and Nonviolence 31-day affirmative prayers for our world. You should be, if you're signing up for our e-blast, receiving a special daily e-blast newsletter every evening. This e-blast contains a 2 to 5 minute powerful video given by one of our spiritual leadership members, which focuses on a particular theme for that prayer. And then we focus that on our world. Our world requires affirmative prayer right now more than ever. And what a better way to get involved, listening, using our hearts and minds, and focusing that love, that joy, whatever the theme has to be on our world, to turning that chaos into peace. Excuse me. As you heard, well, you didn't actually talk about Reverend Ricky yet, or Ricky Byers yet, did you?
No, that was to throw you off.
So that was to throw me off. So now I get excited because we have a heck of an announcement here. So if you have not heard, we are having a revival of Heart and Soul concert with the one, the only Ricky Byers. It's her first concert in Las Vegas. If you don't know her name, you know her songs, I am sure. Our musical director, Donnie Lee, has been singing I Release and I Let Go, amongst several others. The revival is happening Saturday, April 2nd. The activities start at noon. There's going to be food, refreshments, some activities. The concert begins at 2 o'clock. It's happening right here at the Las Vegas CSL. Tickets are now on sale. If you buy them ahead of time, they're $44. If you wait to the day of the concert, they will be $10 more at $54. Excuse me. This entire show is being put on by a partnership of 3 Centers for Spiritual Living centers in Las Vegas, as well as our Unity partners. We want to get that message out of New Thought. This philosophy changes the world. We know that. It changes our lives individually, which changes the lives of everyone collectively, because there is just one life being lived. We know this, we practice this. What better way to get somebody to introduce them to this teaching than through fun music and celebration? So please sign up. You can go to our website to get tickets. They are available now. I will say seating is somewhat limited, so don't wait too long because we've already snatched a bunch up, so get on there and buy them now. Lastly, we talked about the e-blast. If you're not getting our weekly e-blast, you want to stay in touch with what's happening, first and foremost, please do go to our website at CSLSN.org. You can sign up for our newsletter there. You can just take a peruse and see what events are listed there. But please sign up so you stay in contact with us at least weekly. Keep in mind that we are still holding our monthly meeting virtually. However, if you want to hear about when and if we're going to open, April. Just to make sure and confirm that, sign up for our e-blast and you'll stay in tune with those updates about our streaming information. I think and I'll just add that we will continue always to stream Facebook and YouTube for every TLC event. Now, I believe I get to turn it over to you, sir. Oh, that's right. I skipped the Ricky Byers video, didn't I?
That's okay.
So, can we go back to that video? We want to give you a taste of that Ricky Byers video. Here you go.
Oh, yeah, hey, yeah. 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 Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise the Spirit. Praise the Spirit. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh, yeah, hey, yeah. Oh, yeah, hey, yeah. Oh, yeah, hey, yeah. Oh, yeah, hey, yeah.
Come on, let's keep this party going. here we stand, raising up and shifting energies, knowing that we have the power to become and be. And so creation celebrates the love we share. Oh, we are one. No matter what we do, we are one. And love will see us through. We are one. And that's the way it is. In spirit we stand together, hand in hand. Oh. Remember, through it all, no matter what it looks like, we are one. We are one people. Thank you.
All right, let's give Mr. Donnie Lee some love, huh? We are one, we are one, we are one. Good evening again, love streamers. Happy to be here with you and all of my folks up in the room. I love this, I love this. So, it's March, and the theme for March is, the theme is intentional joy as far as tonight goes, yes? So let me say this first. Later on, we are going to play a video because we want to also honor the fact that it is Women's History Month. It is also, we are in the season for peace and nonviolence. So the video that we're going to play later on kind of works with all of that. It also works with the theme of what's happening tonight. So many of you, if not all of you, are receiving the emails that deal with the Season for Peace and Nonviolence, the 31-day affirmation program that we got kind of going on. It has the prayers, and it just so happens to be that today's theme is on joy, which this is why tonight is about intentional joy. And so I invited one of our characters that we know from the Pixar movie to be with me this evening. Her name happens to be Joy. And so, as I invited Joy to be with us, I thought, now what, Joy, I'm talking to her. What are we going to do tonight? What are we going to do tonight? And I got, we're going to do the source. We need to talk about the source. Oh, okay, all right, we're going to talk about the source. What else? Well, we're going to talk about the blessing and curse. I'm like, blessing and curse? What? Really, Joy? All right, blessing and curse. And what else? Well, increase. Now, that part made some sense to me. So tonight, we're going to cover those three things. And so first, when I was talking to Joy, now of course I'm pretending, but y'all get it, right? So when I was talking to Joy, I'm like, yo, Joy, so what's the deal? And she's like, well, you need to get them to understand whose joy it is. Like, what? Oh, okay, I get it. So the idea is, what do you mean, Joy? What do you mean, whose joy it is? Well, come on now, where does joy come from? I'm like, well, it comes from the Creator. She's like, yeah, and? Well, it's from the Creator, and we get to feel it. And she's like, yeah, and? So here's the deal. I want to know. So I said, well, okay, so let's just work this out. Let's define joy. So in the dictionary, it says joy, the joy is a feeling of great pleasure and happiness. In this moment, I'd like for you to take a breath, maybe close your eyes if you'd like, because I'd like for you to go back to a time when you felt immense joy. Now remember, this is about great pleasure and happiness. Somewhere along the line, you have felt joy. Take a breath and just go back in your memory. When was that? Were you a child? Because children, they don't have any issues with joy. They tend to, it just comes naturally, right? Maybe you were getting married. Maybe you fell in love. Oh, we know how that works, right? You fall in love and all this intense emotions are all moving through you and you're all excited. Where was your immense joy? Why am I bringing that up? Did you notice I talked about children have this, they seem to just kind of have this thing going on? And then I talked about, well, maybe you fell in love or something like that. Two different pieces going on. Children experience what is innate within them. They're not separate or different from adults. It's just adults have kind of forgotten. We tend to think of joy, well, I'm joyful when this happens, or I'm joyful when that happens, an external circumstance. So when I was consorting with my friend Joy, right, it was got very, very clear that we have misconstrued. We think of joy that something has to happen in the external so that we can be happy, so that we can experience joy. But that is not true. And those of us who are meditators, who really meditate a lot, oh, we're clear. That is not where joy comes from. It is not from the external. When we sit in silence long enough, intentionally, many times you'll start to feel something moving through you, and it's happiness. You're happier when you come out of meditation. What is really happening, though? All you're doing is getting in touch with the part that is innate with you in the first place. You are a child of the divine, which means you are a child of all the qualities that we say belong to God, Spirit, Source, whatever name you have for the Creator. Everything that we attribute to the Creator that is of love and peace and joy is actually sitting, always has been, always will be, within us. And so the only thing that's really happening when you become really happy because an external thing happens is that it has triggered the peace that is already yours. Which is why in meditation, you trigger it yourself. Because it's who you are. So whose is it? Whose is joy? Ours. Yours. Mine. Where does it come from? Here. Within us always. What triggers it many times is stuff on the outside. A lover, a friend, a surprise party, a surprise announcement, things trigger it, yeah? But I'm talking about this emphatically because I want you to remember, life does this. It goes up and down, it goes all over the place. And when we find ourselves not in joy, it's because we are caught up. We are caught up in an external circumstance. And we have a tendency to believe this is how life is, this is who I am. I need to be this way. It's just not true. You at any time can trigger this thing that we call joy. But let's talk about sometimes kind of, what happens when we don't allow that to be. So again, I'm talking to my friend Joy, and she's like, well, yeah, but joy is a blessing and a curse. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? So she begins to explain, right? And it's amazing because my friend who, we call it the Pixar movie Joy, right? But I'm actually talking about the divine. I'm asking the divine, what are you talking about? Divine says to me, the power of your word is either a blessing or a curse. I made you, Marquita, and each and every person in the room and all of those who are listening today. I made you out of me. You are made from the creative source. So therefore, everything that you do and that you say, you're either tapping into the peace that is divinely, innately you, or you are choosing to come outside of it and experience worldly things. But it's your choice. Because everything coming out of your mouth either is going in alignment with the joy or not. But Marquita, be clear. The universe is listening to all of it. The universe, God, Spirit, Source, whatever name you have for it, is always constantly listening to what's going on within you, and so what comes out of your mouth is what's going on within you. You see, it doesn't matter what someone says about you. Not at all. What matters is what you say about you, and dare I say, what matters is what you say about others. Because remember, the universe is listening. What you give out, so comes back to you. Now, you've heard that a bazillion times, so I won't belabor that point. But we don't want to say things and have things come out of our mouth that we don't want to experience. Because the universe is listening and is going to give it back to us. Now you think, I don't know if that's quite true. Whenever you're gossiping, putting someone down, or whatever, that is the energy. You must be carrying that somewhere within yourself, right? So, because it's coming out of your mouth. Oh. But remember, the universe is listening. Spirit is always listening. So karmically, we want to make sure that what is coming out of our mouth, that we are inspiring others, we are uplifting others, we are talking good about others, so that the universe hears what we want to experience. And I say that because I want us to become more conscious of what's coming out of our mouth. Now, those of you know, we've run the program of this no complaint. Yeah, not here, Lindsay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've run that over and over. I took my purple one off today so I can put the black one on, right? Why do I do that? Because it dawned on me about a month ago, or whenever it was, I started hearing Marquita complaining. I heard her and went, no, 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 no. And it took me a while to recognize this is happening too often, Marquita. Let's go back to doing the band. Let's go back. Now, what's funny is, as soon as I decided to do that, it seemed like all HE double hockey sticks happened. But I had to get a grip. The universe is listening, and if you want joy, you've got to speak joy. You've got to not only speak joy, we get to act in joy. We get to remember that that is actually our true nature, and we get to decide to act from that place. From that place. You don't want anything else going on. We want more joy. So, I say this to you. When you are talking, if you hear yourself, because we all, we do live in the world, so we may hear ourselves say something that is out of alignment with the innate peace that is actually us, the spirit of the divine, right? When you hear it, just notice it, and then you're going to start noticing that, and then the next step is you're going to notice what you're about to say. And before you say it, ask yourself the question, do I want to experience this? Do I want to experience what's about to come out of my mouth? And if you don't, zip it, be quiet, just don't say anything until you can speak that which you want to experience. So when we talk about this no complaining stuff, let go of the band. You don't want to deal with that? That's fine. But I am asking us for this month and from then on it's time for us to become more conscious about how we want to live, about who and what we are, and how to make that happen. All right, so we're talking about, let's start doing the work of becoming more conscious of what is coming out of our mouths, becoming more conscious about it's about to come out of our mouths, and not let anything come out of our mouths that we don't want to experience. So say with me, I'm ready to experience more joy.
I'm ready to experience more joy.
Right here, right now.
Right here, right now.
I'm ready to commit to more joy. Right here, right now.
Right here, right now.
Okay, so now that you said that, that means that you are ready to start listening and make sure your mouth is shut if something's about to come out that does not agree with joy. Say yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right, you said it. I didn't. So in Matthew 15, Jesus the Christ says, what goes into someone's mouth does not defile them, but what comes out of their mouth, that is what defiles them. Now, this was 2,000 some odd years ago, right? When he supposedly said this. Now back then, the food that they were growing and the things they were having, probably had a lot more nutrients and stuff in it than what we've got going on here in our world right now. So, I agree with this, and yet I would say to you, also the things that go into your mouth can defile you, but not nearly as much as the stuff that comes out of your mouth that is not in agreement with who and what you actually are, in agreement with the joy that you say you want to experience. You see, because the real truth is the things that you put in your mouth to eat and all of that kind of stuff, through the power of prayer and through your intention of being whole and healthy and complete, that part can get worked out. But if it's within your own soul that you are here to put someone down, you are here to complain about life, that part, now that part is actually what makes you more sick than anything else can. All right? What's happening with you mentally and emotionally makes you more sick than any part of food that can do something to you. Now, did I say that? Yes, I did, because it's true. I want you to understand, because we are spiritual beings first, foremost, and always, it's one of the reasons why someone can have cancer, develop cancer, and yet prayer can resolve that. Okay, but if that same person has cancer and they get prayer and that gets resolved, but their mind and their soul is not clean, clear, and of good rapport with the universe itself, if their mind is constantly in the gutter, I can guarantee you something else, if not the cancer, gets to come into the body. Because we're allowing this. We're allowing this. So I say all that to say I want us to be, it's time. I really want us to look at what are we saying, become more conscious of it, so that we can do something other than have things come upon us that we don't want to experience. You see, you are karmically accountable for what is coming out of your mouth. You are karmically accountable for what you are saying about someone else. It doesn't matter what people say about you. That's none of your business, as Terry Cole Whitaker said back in the day, right? What people say about me is none of my business. But what I say about people, the universe hears that and says, oh, that must be what you want, and gives it to you. So don't be so worried about what so-and-so is thinking about you. That's not the point. What are you thinking about you? And then, what are you thinking about them because you heard that they don't like you or whatever? Oh, now we're talking about, this is the stuff that comes upon you. I'm talking about it because I see it so often, and because I have fallen into it myself. Okay, so we don't want that. Watch what's coming out here. Watch how you're feeling about someone else, because the universe is what? Always listening. Always listening. Say with me real quick. I choose joy.
I choose joy.
So I only speak joy.
So I only speak joy.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So the last piece, when I was talking to our friend Joy here, she says, the idea is to increase. Increase. Let's do an increase of joy. So Ernest Holmes says in here, the present moment can never provide us with more joy than we are able to embody. You see, the gifts of the Spirit are always here. They're always, always here, ready to be partaken of. However, two opposing things can't possibly live within your own mind and body at the exact same time. Not ever. So this idea of an increase of joy is always there in the present moment. Can you trigger your joy by thinking about a past event? Absolutely. Can you trigger your joy by thinking about what might happen? Absolutely. But the joy itself, where it resides, is always in the present moment. In the present moment. We must learn to live in the present moment. And in that present moment, especially during meditative times, prayer time, you can feel. You can feel your true self, the self that God created. You can feel that, and that is a present and presence of joy. Okay? So you have this? You ready? It's time to increase it. Our role is to actually increase within our own selves and within our society an expanded awareness of joy, to live elegantly within joy, and to actually allow that to so permeate our being till craziness can happen and we are simply looking at it and it doesn't touch us. It doesn't touch us. We just see it. We observe it and go, yeah, as many of you know, that's my favorite word, right? That's interesting. That's interesting. But it doesn't touch you. You can still be in joy. Your finances can be crazy and you can be in joy. You can actually be in pain. It's kind of hard with being in physical pain and be in joy. But you can certainly be in emotional joy, emotional pain, and turn that in a moment's notice. Or if you need help, you call a practitioner or one of the ministers, right? And you can be in joy again. This is a choice, people. This is not something like, well, she says that, but I don't know because this and this and this and this is going on. The this and this is external. It does not touch who you actually are deep within your soul. So therefore, it is up to you. Yeah? So the next one, Ernest Holmes says, he says, the person who is always glad will surround themselves with people who are happy, and life will be a continual enjoyment. So we are here, but we are always interconnected to other people. And so I ask you today, I ask you to look at your friends. Yep, I ask you to look at who you are hanging out with and who you're surrounded by. And if you need to make a shift in that, then make that shift. Because God is always expressing love, peace, harmony, and joy. It's up to us to actually partake of it at every moment. So I want to tell you a quick story. This is a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, I don't remember. I'm walking, and we live in Las Vegas, so the sun is shining. It's a warm, beautiful day. But my soul was heavy, and I thought, I need to make a shift. I need to make a change. What needs to happen here? What needs to happen here? And I thought, I need laughter. I need some laughter in my life. So I thought, how am I going to do that? And someone came to my mind. And it's one of the co-ministers here at Las Vegas Center for Spiritual Living. Reverend Stacy came to my mind, and it must have been a Saturday, I don't know what day it was, but I ended up calling her, and I said, can we meet, please? Because I hadn't seen her in a long time. I said, can we meet? And I told her, I am looking for laughter. And when I think of Reverend Stacy, I think of laughter. Doesn't matter when we come together, doesn't matter what the subject is, doesn't matter what we're doing together, we're about to laugh and have some good time, right? So this is someone I hadn't talked to in a while. So we got together, and sure enough, trigger, joy, happening. Now the other place that I get that source from, but you usually get online, is once a month. My entire family, we get online, and we're talking about whatever, and we laugh because it's always a blast with us, or whenever we come together in person. I ask you, in order to increase your joy, could you please just think about who triggers the joy within you? Make that phone call tonight, tomorrow, make it this weekend. So I've given you some homework about this whole joy idea. And with that, I'm going to ask that we get ready to play the video so that you can get triggered by joy and so many other qualities that are deeply laid within you. And remember, it is not an external thing, it's internal. Let's play the video.
This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that? This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, this strength that I have, this strength that I have, this strength that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have. Oh, yeah. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have. Oh, yeah. The world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. Oh, this love that I have. This love that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This love that I have. Oh, yeah. The world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that? This love that I have, yeah. The world didn't give it to me. Singing, the world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. This pride that I have, this pride that I have. This pride that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This pride that I have. I said the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that? This pride that I have, yeah. The world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. All this peace that I have. Oh, yeah. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give me my peace that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. Won't you sing about peace? This peace that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. I said the world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. All this joy that I have, this joy that I have. This joy that I have. Oh, yeah, now, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have. I said the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that? This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. The world didn't give it,
Yes, 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 yes. The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. So let's move into affirmative prayer with that in our hearts and in our minds. And so we simply recognize and give honor and glory to the infinite power and presence, that which I call the Creator, which has created everything out of itself, which even created this very, very, very moment, which has created the quality of joy, love, peace, and harmony that exists within myself and each and every person within the sound of my voice and those who hear it after. We are blessed by the divine, and so right here and right now, I claim that we are taking our power back, knowing that joy is within us, knowing that nothing that the world's going on in the world can take away the quality of the divine that is within us. I declare and affirm that we are connected to that right here and right now, that we remember who and what we are, that we know that all the qualities of the divine that the world espouses to a God outside of them, oh no! It is the God that is within and without. That is the Creator itself that created all of us. That is the power and the presence of joy, love, peace, harmony, abundance, prosperity, beauty residing within me, residing within us. I call it forth now, allowing it to just expand in our consciousness, in our awareness, therefore expanding in our experience of all of these qualities over our finances, over our relationships, over our health, over our minds. Praise, praise, praise God. We call it forth, knowing that the answers to any prayers are already there. So we're simply opening ourselves up then to the answers, because the answers are there because the qualities of God are there. It's done, it's done, it's done. We accept it now. I'm calling it forth so that we can accept it. We accept the truth that God is the answer. The answers are right here, right now, within and around us. And so we simply give thanks. We give thanks that anything that is coming up for us that is unlike the quality of God, we just let that go, because we have the power to let it go. We give thanks that anything that needs to be resolved in our lives, I say yes, we give thanks, it is done now. We accept it into our consciousness and into our hearts. Therefore, it must express itself in our experience. We give thanks. We give thanks. We give thanks for the heart of gratitude, which also therefore then triggers that joy that is all around us and within us. Oh, we so give thanks. Releasing this to that law that absolutely hears, as the universe hears us, I give thanks that the law takes it up and it is done. It is done. It is done. Praise be to God. And so it is. Amen. Amen. Ashe. Aho. And with that, let us invite up Reverend Joe. Woohoo, Reverend Joe.
You're yelling for yourself. That was a great talk. Thank you, Reverend Marquita. All right, so we're going to move into our spiritual practice of meditation at this time. And I want to keep this theme of joy flowing and going. So I first want to say that with this practice, I hear all the time that I can't do it or I do it wrong. I'm going to tell you right now, there's no wrong way to do that. Do this. So I just ask you to get comfortable wherever you are. Whether you feel like closing your eyes or putting your feet down, however you want to get comfortable, get comfortable. And I want you to start breathing mindfully. Simply just take a deep breath in. We're going to just do a deep breath in to release it. Release everything that's gone through our day. Just hold it and then just let that cleansing breath out. We're going to take one more of those deep cleansing breaths together. Perfect. Now I'm just going to ask you to find a perfect breathing rhythm for yourself. As you continue to relax and listen to my voice, I'm going to take us on our short guided meditation for 5 minutes or so. We're going to listen to a couple minutes of music and then some silence. I want you to go back to that perfect thought of joy that Reverend Marquita asked you to do earlier. Whatever it may be, whether it was in the past, whether it's something happening right now to you that you're just joyful about, or if it's something that's in the future and you just appreciate it, like peace. I want you to recall that and see it as a perfect flowing energy all around you. This joyful, perfect energy as you continue to mindfully breathe in, breathe out. We're going to simply take that perfect, joyful energy flowing and just allow it to swirl around our heads, in and through, just releasing any tension, clearing our mind of any fog, knowing that clarity is ours. Continuing to mindfully breathe, just feel that flow of energy almost like a breeze. And take that energy now and move it down to your shoulders that carry so much weight during the day. And allow that perfect, joyful, energizing, relaxing, at the same time energy to flow through to your shoulders and just loosen them up. You literally feel them just shift downward. You no longer have to carry that weight. You don't even know we're carrying it sometimes. And allow that joyful flow to now move down lower into your back. The back that supports us, that leads to our flexibility. It's needed so much. And we appreciate it so much. We're bringing joy to our muscles and our back, just releasing any tension, any knots, just going away. Just release them into the flow. We don't care how this happens. We just trust that it does. This is a healing, loving energy that continues to swirl around us. And now it's covering our whole upper extremities. Our arms, our fingers, our head, our shoulders, our back. Continue to follow your breath. In and out. Just simply using that perfect image of joy and recognizing that it's all energy. And now, knowing this energy and directing this energy lower beyond our waist to the areas of our upper legs, our waist, our buttocks. Again, a lot of movement, a lot of weight carried from side to side, up and down. We're just releasing that now. It's our center pivotal point. We feel more flexible just by allowing this energy of joy to flow through us. Continue to follow your breath. Now allowing it to absolutely cover our whole body from our toes all the way to our head. You can almost hear it lovingly flowing like a river, a stream, whatever brings peace to your mind. But you're in joy in this moment. We're going to move, just hold on to that joy, that energy, that flow as we move into our musical time. as you're continuing to follow your breath, we're setting the intention that this joyful energy flows with us always, that we can come back to this time, this moment, and feel it. So we do need to come back. So begin to take some more mindful, deep breaths. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. I always like to rotate my shoulders to get my upper energy moving. Nice deep breath in, and welcome back. All right. Thank you very much. So I'm now going to lead us into our affirmations for the week, which continue on in that joyful theme. Let me get them out in front of me here. Now, an affirmation is simply something that we are saying yes to. And in reality, we are always affirming what we are speaking about. So it is, as Reverend Marquita said in her her talk earlier, that it is important to be mindful of what we are speaking. In this situation, as we talk about affirmations, we're talking about positive affirmations. And the importance of those is it's a practice. That the more we fill our minds with these positive statements, that the more our mind hears it and makes it our reality. So I'm going to say them one time through, and I'm going to hope that we say them together as a community. Remember, too, it's not just the words, but it's the context. It's how, the energy you put behind the words, the intention. Here we go. The movement of spirit as love is joy. I feel this perfect joy flow through me, creating a life of wonder and awe. My whole day, I live in joy. Okay. Let me clear my throat. Let's say this together wherever you are. Take a deep breath in. We're giving it energy. Here we go together. The movement of spirit as love is joy. I feel this perfect joy flow through me, creating a life of wonder and awe. My whole day, I live in joy. Namaste. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce practitioner and ministerial student, Rachel Dilly.
Thank you, Joe. Reverend Joe. It is so good that you're here. And now that we've gone through all of the beautiful parts of the service, this celebration, this coming together, this gathering, now is the time to give. And we give for a couple of different reasons. One of the main reasons is because the more we give, the more we receive. This is a practice to actually create this circle of giving and receiving when it comes to money. Money being simply God energy in motion. We want to increase that motion. We increase our giving. The other reason we give is because CSLSN can't do this without your assistance and the input that you have. So there's lots of ways that you can do this. The first way is by going to the website, the CSLSN.org, and hit the donate button. You can also text tithe. Text tithing 702-666-0541. We have two different apps, Cash App that you can use, or the Zelle app. Or you can do it the old-fashioned way and do a check and post mail it to P.O. Box 50435, Henderson, Nevada 89106. So to give you a few moments to do that, we're going to listen to our beautiful, wonderful Donnie Lee do some music interlude. So thank you. And now let's spend a moment and bless the giving that has happened. Knowing that God is all there is, all-knowing, all-powerful, all-present. Knowing that God is this energy of money, the energy of love, the energy of truth, the energy of giving and receiving. That there is sufficiency flowing in this universe due to this beautiful intelligence that we call God. Knowing this is the truth, I know it is who and what I am. It is the breath and bone of me. I know this is the truth of me and everyone who hears my voice right here and right now. And in this, I declare that all that has been given, that the energy of money that has been tithed to the center continues to cycle and grow and support and love and do all those things that are needed and wanted and desired to be done. For this, I am so, so very grateful. And knowing that it is all good because it is all God, I release my word into the law knowing it is done, done, done. And so it is. And so it is. And now, Mr. Donnelly.
Appreciate you. We're coming to the close of our service, but before you do, I just want to remind you that you are literally sitting in the Season for Peace Nonviolence. And so with that, we have sent, those of you who are on our e-blast, we have sent you the email that talks about the quality, right? And so you're going to scroll down a little bit and you're going to want to click on the video and get that prayer. And so today is on joy, so tonight, go ahead, get in there and click on that video and then watch for the rest of the videos for the rest of the month. All right, with that, I just simply want to acknowledge each and every person who has come forward to help put this together. First, Mr. Donnie Lee, our musical director. Let's love on him. Yeah. And all of our volunteers, the ones who are in the room and the ones who make it happen behind the scenes. Yes. And of course, our Center for Spiritual Living, Southern Nevada Spiritual Leadership, those who are here and those who are behind the scenes. Thank you. And of course, to our sister center, Las Vegas Center for Spiritual Living, for allowing us to use their facility and giving us some love on that, right? Grateful are we as we move more into joy. With that, I'm going to invite up practitioner Juan McAllister to do our closing.
And I invite you to sit comfortably wherever you are. Lower your eyes if you're comfortable in doing so. And take a series of slow, deep, cleansing breaths. Breaths that draw us together as one and recognize who and where we are. And it's with a deep sense of joy and peace that I recognize that God is present in this place in terms of wisdom, love, and prosperity. And I know that those are the qualities of God that just draw us all together, for we are made from that one Creator into many different forms. And that this joy that we have been talking about this evening is just permeating everything that's going on. And I recognize that I am one with the joy of God. And everyone I meet is also one with that. grateful. And as I bring this evening to a close, I bless each and every person who's been part of it, who's joined in the celebration of joy and the recognition that joy is deep within each and every person. And it's with a deep sense of gratitude that I release my word into the law, knowing that it is perfect, it's whole, it's complete, and together we seal it by saying, and so it is.